Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Alex back again in the garage. So before I start the video, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's watched the video so far and subscribed. The channel's at 100 subscribers. For me, that's a big accomplishment. You know, when you start from zero and you can see the subscribers going up and you're at 100, it really makes you feel great. So thanks again for subscribing to whoever has so far, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. So I hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. It's kind of crappy up here in Jersey, rain, cold, wet, all that nasty stuff. I don't have any installs to do right now. There will be some coming in the upcoming weeks, but for right now I'm going to talk about the topic of vehicle modifications. So I want to focus on 5 modifications that are either easy to do, might not be too expensive, things along those lines that are really something that you can get into the car scene with, and it's not really going to break the bank, or you're not going to have a full set of tools to install these modifications. They're just my opinions from stuff I've done in the past, and just some advice that I have for anybody that's starting to do modifications to their car. So the first thing that I would suggest you could do is any lighting with your car, whether that's changing the headlight bulbs, changing them from the traditional halogen bulbs to LEDs or HIDs. That's both going to make your car look a lot better, visually, and it's going to help you at night. It's going to open up that field of vision a little bit better, and it'll be just a safer drive. It's very easy to do. Most times it takes a few minutes to swap out the bulbs, and you have your first modification. You can also go and change the interior lights out for LED lights. You can get them super cheap online. I think I got about 10 of them off of eBay for $4 or $5, and it really brightens up the interior and it looks more modern instead of having the old-fashioned bulbs. So a second modification I would recommend for a beginner would be a shift knob or a short shifter. Shift knobs are relatively cheap. $40, $50, $60, and they can really improve the quality of the shift of your car and really improve the connectivity between you and the car and make for smoother, crisper shifts. So that's a super easy mod. I usually like to recommend that people get a weighted shift knob, as that will definitely help with the feel. Super easy to install again. Just unscrew the old one, screw the new one on. Some of them come with a locking nut on the bottom, and you're done. To go along with the shift knob, if you're a little more experienced and or have some tools, you can install a shift kit, whether that be a short shifter, just something to make your shifts more smooth and more crisp. For example, I installed a short shifter on my friend's Integra, and literally start to finish, it took me about 25 minutes. So a third suggestion I have, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's relatively easy to install, is a catback exhaust. Now the price is going to depend on the car you have, whether it's dual exhaust, single, and what size the exhaust is. So if you have a little bit of money laying around and you want to have more aggressive sound to your vehicle, you can go ahead and buy a catback exhaust. Again, this is personal preference as to what you want your car to sound like, but the install is usually super easy, and the catback exhaust won't affect emissions, cause a check engine light or anything like that. It's usually just removing a couple hangers for the exhaust, unbolt some flanges, take the old exhaust off, put the new one on, and you're set. It can make a big difference in the presentation of your car with the sound. It can sound more aggressive, and you can also use it if you're going to be installing future modifications in the future, because in combination with, say, headers, test pipes, high flow cats, it's really going to improve the power of your vehicle. So the fourth modification that I'm going to recommend is window tint. Now, some of you may say that you don't like window tint. It's kind of like a love or hate thing. You either like the dark windows and the look that it provides, or you don't. But it's really simple for someone to do that's just starting out. Most of the times you can just take it to a tint shop. It's usually less than a couple $100 to get your windows tinted, and in my opinion it really improves the look of your vehicle. Now before you go ahead and get your windows tinted, you're going to want to check with the laws for your state. They vary state by state, so you don't want to be getting tint that's too dark that you may get pulled over or get a ticket for. Now the benefits of tinted windows that I've seen and appreciate, I personally like the way it looks on the car. It gives it more of a stealthy look, more aggressive look, however you want to call it. And it also keeps your interior cooler in the summer. It cuts down on UV rays, so it won't destroy your interior as fast, keeps your interior looking newer longer. And it's a theft deterrent because people can't come up and look in your car and see what you have laying around. So it decreases the chance that your car is going to get broken into. So the last modification I'm going to recommend for someone that's just starting out, wants to really change the look and possibly performance of the vehicle, is a wheel and tire setup. Now, this is the most expensive modification that I'm going to recommend because, tires are expensive. Wheels, you have quite a range of prices. You can get them really cheap, a couple $100, or you can really spend a lot of money, get a name brand, and it's going to be more expensive. But I think wheels and tires really change the look of your vehicle, even if you're on stock suspension. Wheels are really something that you can use to personalize your vehicle, and depending on the specs, the size and the weight of the vehicle, it can really increase and help out performance. For example, decreasing each wheel weight by 5 pounds a corner, that rotational weight is going to play a huge role in affecting performance in a positive way, both with handling, braking, and acceleration. And tires are a huge factor in how your car is going to perform. Most car companies, unless there's like a difference between a sport package or just a regular base package, most vehicles, most cars come with the same tire on all their cars. It doesn't matter if you live in the Northeast, in the West, or down in Florida where it's warm all the time. So that's something you can change to cater to, the driving you're going to be doing, where you're located. I mean, if you're living in Florida and, it barely gets below 50 in the wintertime, you can run a nice set of summer tires all year round, and it's going to provide great performance compared to, say, all seasons that they install from the factory. Or on the contrary, if you live in a colder climate, you can get a nice all-season tire that's both good in the warm months, but can also get through some snow and ice. So basically, a wheel and tire package together can really increase the performance, the look, and the functionality of your car. And in my opinion, it's a great first modifications. It's usually one of the first modifications I do to my cars when I get them, and it makes a huge difference. All right, so there you have it. Those are my recommendations for the top 5 modifications to do for your vehicle. Again, you could just be getting into the car scene, or you could have had a car for a little while. You want to do some new stuff to it. And those are the things that I recommend. Evaluate your situation, both financially and your knowledge of installing parts, and see what's going to work best for you. But I hope that these recommendations can help you decide what to do to your car, and I hope you get enjoyment from doing so. If you liked the video, please drop a like down below, subscribe, and stay up to date with the upcoming content. I'm going to be doing some upcoming videos with my G37. I think it's time to do some modification to that, so I'm really excited. So stay tuned for videos of that and, to see what I'm going to do. And again, thanks to anybody who subscribed so far, and see you next time.